Hello everyone, welcome back to science classes. In the last module, I have discussed about the transportation system in plants and animals. In this module, I will talk about excretion in human beings and plants. So the learning objectives of this module are excretion in human beings, the structure of nephron, you will be able to know about the process of hemodialysis and how excretion takes place in plants. So let's start with the excretion in human beings. First of all, what is excretion and what is the need of excretion? The metabolism that takes place in the body of the organism may produce toxic waste in the body. The accumulation of the toxic waste in the body accumulated either by metabolic activities or by other means like excess infection need to expel out totally or partially. So organism get rid of gaseous waste generated during photosynthesis or respiration. Other metabolic activities generate nitrogenous material like ammonia, urea, uric acid, which need to be removed. So that excretion is necessary. Thus, the biological process involved in the removal of the harmful metabolic waste from the body is called excretion. So ammonia is the most toxic form and requires large amount of water for its elimination. Uric acid is least toxic and can be removed with a minimum loss of water. But terrestrial animals produce lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid for conservation of water. So ammonia produced by metabolism is converted into urea in the liver of these animals and released into the blood, which is filtered and excreted out by the kidneys. So variety of excretory structures have been observed in different animals like Malpighian tubules in cockroaches and insects. But in vertebrates, complex tubular organs called kidney is found for the excretion. So human excretory system consists of renal vein, artery, kidney, ureter, bladder, urinary bladder that is, and urethra. So the importance of excretion now you know very well that it helps to maintain water content of the body fluid. It eliminates the metabolic waste. Now something about the structure and the functioning of the different parts of the excretory system. So first we start with kidney. Kidneys are located in the abdomen, one on either side of the backbone. So a pair of kidneys found in the body. Kidneys are reddish brown and bean-shaped structure situated between the levels of last thoracic and third lumbar vertebra. Each kidney of an adult human measures 10 to 12 centimeter with an average weight of 120 to 170 gram. The left kidney, this is the left side and this is the right side. So the left kidney is slightly larger and placed near above the right kidney. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of kidney, there is a notch called helium. Through this helium, this is the notch. Through this helium, the ureter, blood vessels, nerves all enters into the kidney. Inside the kidney, there are two zones. I will discuss further about the kidney. First, I am going to explain about this excretory system. So basically, kidney is the part where numerous number of like filtration units are found, which are known as nephron. Then from nephron, the blood is from the blood the nitrogenous waste are removed, and then they reaches to the ureter. So the ureter is the urine forming in each kidney eventually enters in this long tube, which is called ureter. It is about 25 to 30 centimeter in length. It is narrow, whitish. It connects the kidney with the urinary bladder. You can see ureter is the tube which connects the kidney with the urinary bladder. Okay. Now urinary bladder, it is a muscular organ. Urinary bladder store in the urine into it, and it expanded when we leads to urge to pass the urine out, then it expand. Then the last one is urethra. Urethra is a canal-like structure that extends from neck of the urinary bladder and emerges out. It is present in both male and female with some little differences in the structure. Now, I'm going to explain something about the kidney. Kidney, as I have told you, that contains many of the large number of filtration units. The blood from aorta enters into the kidneys through the renal artery, and it returns back to the posterior vena cava through renal vein. You can see this renal artery and renal vein. So the blood enters into the kidney with the help of renal aorta. Renal word is related with the kidney, and it returns to the posterior vena cava through renal veins. So each capillary cluster in the kidney is associated with a cup-shaped end of a tube that collects the filtered urine. Each kidney has large number of filtration units. So inside the kidney, there's basically two parts, two zones are there. The outer region is known as cortex, the outer portion. It is known as cortex, and the inner portion is known as medulla. So this is about the kidney. Only this is more than sufficient according to your syllabus. Now, what is the function of the filtration unit which are found in the kidney, and what is their structure? So the filtration unit is nephron. Nephrons are structural and functional unit of the kidneys. Each kidney has near 1 million complex tubular structures called nephron. Each nephron has basically two parts, that is glomerulus, and the second one is renal tubule. Glomerulus is a clump of capillaries. You can see here glomerulus. This is a clump of capillaries. This is called as glomerulus. So from glomerulus, the ultrafiltration is done into the nephron. And the renal tubule begins with a double-walled cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule. You can see this cup-like structure. This is called as Bowman's capsule. So glomerulus, this glomerulus along with Bowman's capsule, combinedly these two is called Malpighian body. Glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, combinedly they are known as Malpighian body. Now the tubule continues further to form a highly coiled network that is called PCT. In short, we can say PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, PCT. A hairpin shaped Henle's loop is found there. This is Henle's loop, as its structure is of loop shaped. Okay, and it is the ascending limb of this Henle's loop is connected with the DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. The distal convoluted tubule of many nephrons open into a straight tube called collecting duct. Now, in which part of the nephron what function occurs? We will see in detail in the next slide. So in this slide, you can see that the dirty blood is coming or is entering into the kidney through renal artery, renal aorta. Then in glomerulus, here in glomerulus, ultrafiltration takes place. Ultra means large amount of filtration takes place. You know, each kidney of an adult human, nearly about 0.9 to 1.9 liter of urine produces daily, and it filter about 190 liter of blood daily. So here ultrafiltration takes place in the glomerulus. Then this filtrate also containing some of the glucose, amino acids, salt, water, urea. Some of the important substances are there which should not be removed out from this. So this all glucose, amino acids, these substances are absorbed, means we can say reabsorption. I'm using the word reabsorption. It occurs in this renal tubule, so that these important substances will not flow out from the body. So as the blood passes in this Henle's loop, then as the filtrate passes in this Henle's loop, then the important substances are reabsorbed, and now some water, some salts, and all the urea comes out from the nephron into the collecting duct, which ultimately forms the urine. Thus, the major function of the nephron is ultrafiltration, reabsorption, and tubular secretions also. Now, about hemodialysis. Sometimes maybe you have heard about kidney failure in someone in your family. And kidneys are vital organs for survival of human beings. These remain active and executive throughout the life, but it may lose its efficiency gradually due to infections, injury, or restricted blood flow and aging. So these abnormalities cause dysfunctioning and damage of kidneys. This process is called kidney failure. This leads to accumulation of poisonous waste in the body. As if kidney is not working well, then poisonous substances will accumulate in the body and they may be toxic, they may cause death. So in that case, an artificial kidney is used. So what is artificial kidney? It is a device to remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through dialysis. This process is known as hemodialysis, but hemodialysis is not so good like natural filtration from kidney, because as I had told you, in natural filtration reabsorption occurs of the substances which does not occur in hemodialysis, so it is not as good as natural one. The mechanism of the hemodialysis is artificial kidney contains a number of tubes with a semi-permeable lining suspended in a tank with dialyzing fluid solution. So you can see a dialyzing fluid is used in this process. This fluid contains water, glucose, salt, all the concentration same just like the normal blood, and osmotic pressure also remains same. The only difference is that it is devoid of nitrogenous waste. Nitrogenous waste are not found in this dialyzing solution, and nitrogenous waste are found in the blood which is coming from this patient's body. So the patient blood is passed through these tubes. During this passage, the waste products from the blood pass into dialyzed fluid by diffusion. Because here semi-permeable membrane is found through which diffusion or osmosis takes place. So waste from higher concentration to low concentration, they passed out. So from blood, the waste removed out into the dialyzing solution. So thus the blood can be purified. So this is the mechanism of hemodialysis. Now how excretion takes place in the plants. Plants usually generally they can do the excretion, gaseous excretion, like from the process of respiration, from the process of photosynthesis. As in the process of respiration, they release out carbon dioxide. In the process of photosynthesis, they release out oxygen. Plant use completely different strategies for excretion from animals, because plants produce waste products or metabolic waste slowly and in small quantity. So like carbon dioxide can be removed out by the process of respiration and oxygen by the process of photosynthesis. The plants get rid of waste products accumulated, leaves, bark and fruits also, so they may shed and they can remove the waste products. And in old xylem, some of the excretory products accumulate. These substances are useful for us, but they are waste for the plants. These are like tannins, resins, gums, alkaloids, mineral crystals. So these substances are removed out. They are accumulate in the old xylem, and it make the old xylem becomes non-functional because of the accumulation of these substances. So this is all about the excretion in plants and animals. Now a small recap of this lecture. What is the importance of hemodialysis? It is the mechanism in the case of kidney failure which is used. So it is used to remove the nitrogenous waste out from the body in the case of kidney failure. Explain the structure of nephron. Already I have discussed in detail. Major two parts are there, glomerulus and tubule, renal tubule. So you have to write about that in this type of question, and you are supposed to draw the diagram also. Now the third question is, name the structural and functional unit of kidney, that is nephron of course. How excretion takes place in plants, just now we have discussed, by the process of diffusion, osmosis, respiration, photosynthesis, by accumulation of substances in the leaves, in the old xylem, in the form of tannins, resins, gums, alkaloids, etc. Define excretion. It is the biological process through which nitrogenous waste can be removed out from the body. I hope you are enjoying the lectures. Thank you.